So what's cracking, girls? How you been? How you guys been? V, welcome back. Welcome back, V. What's up?
Round of applause. I'm just kidding.
V's been gone. She's been here, but she's been gone.
Yeah, no. But you guys knew I was going to be gone.
Yeah.
Everybody knew.
In spirit, you were
Yeah.
here.
But I'm back. How's everybody doing? You guys good?
We're good.
Yeah.
We recorded last 2 weeks ago.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a long episode. I feel it was like almost an hour and a half.
Dang.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was like almost like an hour and 20 minutes and stuff
Something
like that.
that. But yeah, we're back from our other hiatus.
Well, now we're gonna be just dropping 2 videos like twice a week, right? So like,
Yeah,
like twice a month only, right?
So we're every 2 weeks now. If you guys want to listen to more of us, feel free to check out our other episodes. We have like 25 other episodes, and the other side of the portal we have like 7 or something. So we have at least 30 episodes that you guys can listen to, and not everything we talk about is current events. So a lot of things, there's just random facts about us or things that we know or we've experienced that is relatable.
Or check out on the other side.
Yeah, the other side is a little bit funkier.
I like that one.
But yeah, but listen to our interviews. We've had a couple guests, again, with really knowledgeable backgrounds and cool
and
people.
hopefully, and I got a couple more guests that we got lined up too. So hopefully we'll drop that next week. Because I got a confirmation. So yeah.
Yeah, and then you also did you interview the fighter Johnny Phantom?
Yeah. So I actually did that too. I totally forgot. Yeah. So we went. I got hit up by one of another homie from my Facebook, and it was pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's just just kind of getting my feet wet into like kind of interviewing people and like like finding the ins and outs of it. I think I kind of like I figured out like the FaceTime thing with your phone and your computer like kind of towards the end and stuff, and it was kind of glitchy and stuff in here. So I mean, I gotta definitely figure out a little bit better way to do it when it's always weird, iffy when it's like somebody calling you from like on internet and stuff like that. Then you have like a weird connection. So
what
I think I have to like.
Zooms? Do you do it through?
Yeah,
Zoom?
but it sucks because I think my connection, I have to either get a better router, or get an extension for the internet for the Wi-Fi to get over here because I'm like a little bit farther away. Mm-hmm. It's in the living room.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that too, and then maybe just upgrade. And then it's just like right now everything like, even your cell phone. I think T-Mobile was doing good for a while. And now that they joined with fucking Sprint, like my shit is fucking slow as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? And it's just like, so it's just like, okay, I'm playing for unlimited, but it's like supposedly here we have like the streaming services, like, or the gaming type of thing. So it's like a lot of gigabytes, and that's what they sold us on there, right? So now if you're streaming and you're putting out information, now that's a whole different service now. So as you keep on going and now they're finding the ways.
It's like upload and download.
Yeah. So upload speed. So like now, so if you're trying to do like a video, you're trying to upload it to the online, so that's different. And now when you're trying to fucking.
So let me ask you: did you just move to T-Mobile?
No. T-Mobile. I've had it for a while. Like
okay.
I mean, but it's just.
So you can tell the huge difference.
I can tell.
My mom had Sprint, and then obviously now it's T-Mobile, and she was complaining about it, and I'm like, girl, let me tell you, I've never, and she would always have like bad reception and stuff.
Yeah.
We've had T-Mobile for over 12 years. We never experienced this kind of issues.
Damn.
Ever. And I'm just like, man, fuck whatever they did, because they fucked it all up, know?
Because Sprint sucks. Sprint sucks. Sprint sucks because since the beginning, like I went into debt with them. That's actually my first fucking debt that I got sent to collection. Was fucking
same. I have a collection with
Sprint.
I was like, fuck no, I'm not paying you, motherfuckers.
They would be like, they would have the audacity to be like, oh, do you have Wi-Fi in your house? Maybe your phone will get better calls and receive. I'm like, why the fuck should I be paying for Wi-Fi at my house? I rent in a living, like I rent a room. I don't pay for their Wi-Fi because I have Wi-Fi on my phone. So that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, the speeds. And I'm like, you know what?
Or they tell you you're in a gray area. You live in a gray area. There's no towers near you.
I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, okay, so fuck, whatever. But damn, like that's a trippy though. Like, so anyways, going in off of that, we kind of went just weird off. Mr. Johnny. So that was a really good fight, man. One of the things that he talked about was that he was gonna do that he was gonna grab one fighter one day and like grab him and fucking carry him to the middle of the ring and just slam him on there, like honey bottom slam him and fucking just get him where he wants him, And that's what he did the first round, motherfucker. That was like, yeah, the guy fell off to the fence. He was like gaming on him and shit, and he was like banging on him, and he fucking ended up grabbing him. He like picked him up with all his might, and he fucking like walked into the middle of the fucking ring and just fucking dropped him right there and just like started going on.
Did he win?
No.
What?
But I mean, like, it's because I think they were fighting two different fights. It's a trippy, like, kind of just to like put it into perspective. I don't know, like, I follow a lot of MMA, but I'm not very into like the whole like moves and like kind of what's going on. Like I watch it because I'm like, damn, those motherfuckers getting down and shit. Like they're fighting and shit. It's life or death sometimes for those guys. You know what I mean? Because if you really think about it, like if you get hit wrong or you don't cover yourself the right way, that's where you can get real good damage. And you're not, if you're going into something and you don't know what the fuck's going on, you can really hurt yourself too. So you got to think about it. Like these are two motherfuckers that are actually trained to fucking combat each other.
Their weapons. And
fucking be able to take on each other. So it's like, it's not no game, and it's mad respect to, people that are out there and doing this stuff. And, it takes guts to do this stuff. So he went ahead and dropped him in the middle of the I keep on wanting to say dance floor. So as you can tell, I've been to a lot of parties too. So yeah, so he grabbed him and he threw him in the middle of the octagon, right? He wanted him and shit. Bam, started banging on him. But the guy, the opponent, he was more of a fighter of boxing. Like he kind of wanted to stand up more and like kind of like throw blows and stuff. And like use his legs and kick him, and the homie was just trying to knock him down. He was trying to get him on the ground like most of the time. So like he did manage to like do a couple good takedowns. So takedowns are when you like like take the guy off the feet and then like slam him in, and then you like, so that's when you start the wrestling part, or what it is that the grappling type of thing. So once he's in there, like the other guy's kind of fighting to get out of there, fighting to get out of the bottom, like out of that stance. And, like, but when the other fighter would come up, he would just own him kind of, like just hit him a couple times in the face. You know what I mean? He wasn't keeping a good guard. So it's just like little things like that. But if you can tell, like, it's just the explosiveness too. Like you got to pace yourself sometimes with these type of things. It just depends on, what you're trying to do. If you're trying to go for just knockouts every single time, you're going to get tired of it because you're just throwing all that power. Boom. You're throwing all that power. So like, you got to think about it. If you're going 3-5 rounds, you got to just make sure that you got to be able to like pace yourself and be conditioned. That's why a lot of fighters are like, they talk about like running and, staying conditioned, like, hiking, stuff like that, like crazy stuff that, it's just, they're always pushing it, fighting and doing the most they can, because it's just, at the end of the day, if muscle doesn't work or, your condition should work, like, you being able to last those 3 rounds and, you're not even being able to get knocked out either. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, it's, it was a good fight. And shout out to the homie. Let me find him on Instagram.
He's right there.
Oh, right there. Johnny Soto, Mr. Johnny Soto. So for sure, the homie, he showed out. He did his thing, man. And, like, I mean, that's all we can ask for. And then at the end of the day, just a native fear from Escondido. That's fucking badass. So, I mean, I think it was this one. Let's see if it.
How do you know him?
Like I said, this is kind of just coming in part. Look at, bam. That was good. Hold on, let me do this again. So, but yeah, so I mean, like I said, like, and he talked about that on the podcast. That's cool. He's like, one of these days I'm gonna do that shit, and I'm like, damn, bro, okay. And like, boom.
Oof.
So I mean, like, it's badass. It's just, you gotta show your skills. But
imagine what the other fools.
Yeah, like the other fools like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Why are you sweeping me off my feet?
He's like, oh shit.
What did
I ignite? What did I start?
Dance. So I mean, it's cool, like, I mean, big ups to the homie. He's up there, you know, like he's getting up there, you know what I mean? Like it's all steps, you know.
What's Bellator?
So Bellator is a different MMA. It's like UFC. So UFC, Bellator. There's here in Escondido we used to have like the North County like California Cage Wars, and that's what I used to work for back in like 2 years ago. So they did that for about like 3-4 years, you know, kind of just running strong and stuff. Like I mean, and it was cool. Like I set up all the lighting and you know the effects and.
I went to a few of them.
Yeah, yeah, and it was like it's super like legit, you know, drinking beers. You know, there's like food trucks and you know just a good time. And this past weekend they had another one, and they had it right there in Valley Center. But it's not the same guy doing it. It's actually the guy that contacted me, which is his coach, which is Johnny's coach, and his name is also Johnny, and the other guy's name Johnny Explode on Instagram. But you know, like I mean, it's just it's cool. Like you know, like people are trying to get out there, like you know, fighting wise. You know, like it doesn't matter what you choose to do as long as you like give it your all and you give it your heart and you know you trained as much as you could and you did what you can. You know what I mean? And that's more respectable. Fun. Yeah, that's more respectable than anything. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Like he's out there like grinding it. Like you know, thanks to that conversation, I'm able to meet him. You know, I follow him now on Facebook and Instagram.
And this fight was in New York, right?
Yeah, and it was in New York. So like, you know what I mean? So you're flying out there doing little things and stuff like that. So, you know, it's badass. You know.
And where can we see that video or interview?
So that's on my Facebook.
On your Facebook,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I did upload it to my YouTube too, on the DJ Nasty YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to have more cool stuff. I'm working on finishing up my website right now too.
Nice.
So it's been kind of like a little up and downhill on that, but it's like
hard.
It's cool. Like I'm liking it. I got 2 more already to go. So I got the SIP one that we're gonna start uploading our videos on there too, and like our cool merch. Have like a little store, and then I have another one for North County DJ, but
and you should do one for Candy. It helps to be online. Yeah. It's a good web presence.
So yeah, so doing another one right there. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, I mean, once you find out like the little ins and out and everything, and you know, we're always learning. We're always trying to learn something new and shit. So I mean, just poking my head in, you know, different ventures and stuff, and just kind of you know, hanging in there. But how's your guys' week been? Like weekend? Like I mean,
a month for me.
I mean V over here. Yeah. You know. So I mean, like I feel like you know, I don't know how's it been for you guys.
You can go first, V.
Good. Honestly, no fuss. No talking
no
shit.
Complaints.
No talking shit.
I'm not gonna talk shit.
What about the billionaires going out into space? What do you got about this?
That I will talk shit.
Or come on. Let me see. Let me see.
I'm a giver.
Joke.
It is a joke, and I'm a giver. So, and I have like 0, you know, compared to them, I'm nothing.
I mean,
and I'm always giving. Like, and why can't they give? That's just my thing.
Jeff Bezos, you know, he said thank you to all his employees, to all his Amazon employees, and all his customers. He said, "You guys made it possible for me to go up to the moon." So just like
that. It's like the same thing with Disney. They just filed a lawsuit with Disney because they're not paying their employees like they're supposed to, and they're making like so much money. And it's like it's the same thing. It's just we don't hear it because they don't allow that. But I'm sure there's a lot of Amazon employees that are super upset, like, or probably suing, but they'll never be able to because they have lawyers. Like we are a joke. So what do I think about that? I think it's a joke. But then again, they think of us as a joke. We're nothing to them. Like, I don't know. They have to have something planned out.
Well, that's how
you don't just leave to another.
Oh, that's what they're trying to do. He's trying to terraform space.
Yeah,
so he can send.
He's told
build
us.
Like a. I think they're trying to do like a traveling thing where people can travel to space, and it's like, what is it? How many? $200,000 or something?
No, it's like $200 million.
Oh, $200 million.
It's like a shitload. But
to go to space.
But like it's not even. They're not even going to space, so they're not even really going. So it's like they're just traveling to like the barely outer limits of outer space, and then they're dropping back in. So like what happens is like you know like these rockets, you know, they just get propelled up there, and then like I think it was like 60 miles up into the atmosphere, like 60 miles up.
So and how much damage is that to Mama Nature?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So it's like then that's what they're talking about, that all this CO2 that they're spilling out, and we have like crises that are fucking, we have like floodings, like all this shit that's going around the world, even right here.
I
like,
mean, at this point, I'll even use COVID as an excuse. I mean, we have COVID. Bitch.
We have COVID Delta. We have COVID Delta. So you know, so it's just like all this shit that's going on, and you know, we have. And you know, like they've been criticized a lot. You know, I've been seeing it on like different news sources that I've been following and shit. So there's one that I follow that's called Breaking Points on fucking YouTube, and they're kind of like a little bit like non-biased, and they always talk shit about like the main news media, and they got fired from there. So you know what I mean. So they're always kind of talking shit.
They're like
you know?
the outcasts.
Yeah, the outcasts and shit. So like, they kind of keep me up to date with kind of what's going on with a little bit of. You know, just what I want to listen to. You know what I mean? Kind of like the important things. Yeah. And, you know, that's what they're talking about. You know, just like people are, you know, the Wall Street Journal, you know, like they're like totally behind them. And, you know, like Jeff Bezos, as soon as he like fucking touched down, he fucking donated like some mad amount of money to some other people that fucking really are already rich and shit.
Yeah,
and,
which is like, why can't you donate to us?
So it's just crazy, you know, and he's about to become like the first trillionaire. So he's a billionaire, so he's about to become the first trillionaire. Yeah. So his shit is moving.
Oh yeah.
And it's a massive plot.
There is a petition out there to sign, and I signed it because I was like, fuck it doesn't matter like whether it happens or not.
What do you mean?
There's a petition to not let Jeff Bezos back on Earth. And I signed it because at first I was like, really? Is it? You know what? I'm one person and I can make a difference. Just like with the whole, what is his name?
Change.org. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Billionaires should not
look
exist
at this
on
shit.
Earth.
Look at how many people have signed it.
They decided later they should stay there.
It's just
at the.
Why not?
Just shit!
There's almost
1,900.
I mean, look at
194,000. It's just not even a lot. It's not even a million. About 2 million people.
No, it's almost 200,000. It's almost 25.
It's not even a million people. They have to get a million people.
195,000.
Fuck that.
Evil.
Start your own petition. Hey, let's start our own petition.
But see, he does have like the right title, evil billionaire.
Oh, did you see the rockets? They put the Dr. Evil fucking comparison. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that was.
And then how they said that how Dr. Evil's spaceship is like a penis, and then his is like a penis too.
Hey.
This shit is not made up. How do we fucking
or maybe we just it laugh. Is, and they're just fucking with us.
How
and they just do it to piss us off.
Is this part of like the
like motherfuckers are still gonna order from Amazon?
Mm-hmm. I'm still ordering from Amazon.
I'm still.
I try not to, but sometimes you have to.
Do you have the membership thing?
No, I do. Every time it asks me if I want to be a Prime member, I get the trial, and then I just cancel it. Yeah, I don't like to have memberships like that.
Yeah, so okay, so if you guys want to sign the petition, make sure you guys go to change.org. Do not allow Jeff Bezos. That's fucking hilarious. But I mean, so and then the other one I saw it on YouTube. It was the other billionaire billionaire probably from Virgin. He's the one that's fucking offering like now a free flight. So his spacecraft is also shaped like a penis, kind of.
Dude, and what happens if something goes wrong?
Dude, that's the shit that that's
like no.
Well, that fool probably has a life insurance policy that's like.
Oh, and then that's another thing too.
Ridiculous.
How we probably don't even know they've already sent a whole bunch of people over there and it didn't go right. We just don't know.
See, I think my theory is that they want to build some sort of living arrangement up, not in space, but somewhere in the atmosphere. And rich people are just gonna go live up there, and I mean they're already making fake meat, so they're just gonna figure out a way to maintain up there, and it's probably less gravity, so you don't have to eat as much, and they're just waiting for fucking Earth to blow up.
Or heat up.
And then maybe come down. It's like that movie.
The 100.
No, that's a show.
You seen that one?
Yeah, the 100.
That one fucking tripped me out.
It's like that. But there's another one. It's
like
not
trippy as fuck.
Okay, I don't want to.
When I was drunk.
It's with what's that older actor? He's like.
Is it the Ring? No, there's like
No,
there's
what's
one
his
where there's like a
name?
huge like ring space station like above the Earth and stuff like that. It's like a whole terraform type of thing. Like
Are you talking about
terraform.
the Disney one?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, was that a Disney one?
Xenon?
Maybe that's shit.
Xenon.
I don't know. I trip out about it.
Damn.
There's so many, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like how much. But that's the shit that it's like, you know, instead of fixing where we're at and kind of just going through, you know, like, you know, I've been thinking about, you know, like the whole everything that's going on. You know what I mean? You kind of do feel like, what the fuck, like, you know. I think our time here is so valuable. Like, if you like,
Yeah, but what if our how do you say it? Algorithm.
The algorithm.
What if that they figured it out, and something's coming up, and that's why they're trying to get out, and then we just get it. I mean, history repeats itself. No, I don't think so. I'm just saying.
No,
now that Jocelyn said this, now I'm like, bug.
No, what if it does, dude? Like, fuck. What if it kind of like comes like, you know, like they know that there's a cycle like every fucking certain type of years, and fucking you gotta.
The Midnight Sky. Have you guys seen the Midnight
Sky?
With George Clooney?
No, I'm gonna write it down.
Okay, so it's about he's like a scientist, and so he's like on Earth, and then there's like a group of people that went off to space to look for a planet to see if it was inhabitable, but by the time like they could make it back, like Earth is already not livable, and like they a bunch of people left. They like gambled their life and just left.
Yeah.
And he stayed, and there was this little girl that ended up staying behind. He found her, and it's a good movie.
I'm about to go watch it.
It's a good movie. Honestly, it's good. It's a little cheesy, a little bit.
I love cheesy.
But
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, but it's good.
Oh, that's true.
And George Clooney is a really good actor.
Oh yeah.
And he looks hot old.
Really? God,
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah, he looks
old.
hot old.
Like Jorge Ramos. I always had a crush on Jorge
really?
Ramos. Yes.
No way.
He's so. Well, I don't know how he looks like now, but
Look him up.
Don't kill it for me. He's so hot. Let's look. Yeah, Jorge Ramos is really. I like older men. Oh,
okay.
Look at those eyes.
Right there.
Look at those
You can be my
eyes.
sugar daddy.
You know who he looks like? He looks like what's that? He's an anchor too, but in like the United States, and he has that white hair. He's like related to like
Is he from
Vander or something? Yeah.
Is he in Fox?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Is he a white fox? Like
He's a
Jorge
silver
Ramos?
fox.
A silver fox. Oh damn.
Yeah, he's hot.
I mean, like recently, you know, but yeah, there was a time he had his time. Look at that.
No gustó la viera.
She's like, he can still get it. He can still get it.
And the thing of it is, I think it's his sexiness of like being so smart and the way he talks and just a knowledgeable man. But yeah, look at him joven. No estaba guapo joven, güey. Right there.
Which one?
Right there at the top, it says joven. Recent related search.
Oh, on top. Joven.
Down.
God damn.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he looked kind of weird.
Yeah, no. Where is he?
Well,
there.
definitely aging helped.
Well, I mean, it's the seasoning.
It's like J-Lo. Did you guys see the pictures of J-Lo?
Yes, yeah. That's a good one too.
I can't believe that.
I saw a picture. It said, you know how the saying,
I'm
if your
still
man won't
enjoying
change your man. And she's like this in her picture, like where she looks all hot. I don't know, man.
What happened?
That's a little bit scandalous.
Hey, who's that? And that's Ben, right? Ben Affleck.
Yeah. So what happened with the other guy?
She just broke it off. They were engaged, and she broke it off.
She just collects rings, man.
Yeah.
She's a fucking.
But think about it, like she's like the Puerto Rican Beyonce.
She's savage, dude.
Think about it. She's like she's been in the industry for like 30 years.
It was this. They replicated this scene right here.
Mm-hmm.
The Jennifer Ben Affleck. Look at that. Hey.
That was what, like in 2002?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like Ben with his wife.
Oh, look at, and then this is the new one.
Who's his wife?
The one with the green hat. What's her name? Hold on. From Thriving. What? Come on.
30 before. Or 13 going on 30.
No way.
Yeah, he has 3 beautiful kids with her.
He does?
God,
yeah.
That hurts.
You don't know who the girl is? Oh my God.
But wait, they had not been together or what?
Oh my God. No, what's his girl's name?
Jennifer Garner. Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
She's
was married to actress Jennifer Garner for 2015 to 2018, and they
so they've been married.
Together.
They've been divorced.
Yeah, they've been divorced.
Okay,
of
so it's
course,
fine. Free
come
game.
on. You say like all this shit. It's been just going on.
If you know that you want to be with someone,
yeah.
Then what's the problem?
Look at her. Look at
Honestly,
Jennifer.
look,
Look at her.
because at the end of the day,
throwing out the leg one, dude. He's there.
Okay, he went and had kids. She went and had kids. Yeah. Their kids are older. Maybe it's time.
Maybe it's time to bring back.
Maybe that was the plan.
Bring back Jenny from the block. Bring back Jenny from the block. Look at that. Damn. Ben Affleck is icing on the delicious
Hustler
cake
star.
for Jennifer Lopez. Couple gets handsy
in the
birthday.
French Riviera.
Damn.
Savage.
52. I better look like that when I'm 52.
You'll look better, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I better fucking.
You better.
Shit. That's why I started going to the gym today.
I better be a DILF. That's why I've been going to the gym. Yeah. I better be a fucking DILF.
They look so young right there.
Look at this one right here. Look at it.
Dude, it's crazy that we were alive for this, and it just seems like
yesterday.
It just flew by. I feel like it just flew. Like, oh my God, think about it. There isn't almost 20 years. Right? They were together in 2002?
2000.
Right?
Yeah.
And does she have what? 2 kids? 2 twins, right?
But that was just
she has a set of twins.
Yeah, their video. Oh yeah, it's like 2000 to like 2002s maybe.
Yeah, so that was almost 20 years ago, guys. And we were like very well aware, 10 years old, 13 years old.
How do you not fucking, after Anaconda, you just fucking fell in love with Jennifer Lopez, bro? Like, I just fucking was like, damn, she can get it. And then she was like, Selena.
She just always had like the perfect butt. That's what I remember.
What
her butt was always like.
Even right now, like, I mean, it's kind of lost it, but I mean,
she's more muscular now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got body.
Well, I liked her with her previous man.
Yeah, they looked good. Yeah. But I think she fell in love with a young Arod. Not the old Arod.
Hey, there's another.
The young. Look up young Arod. Young Arod can get it.
There's a picture right now.
Why did she?
Yeah.
What he looked like when he was younger. Oh. Yeah, I think that's what she was.
Even young Arod.
Yeah. Young Arod.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on, like. Yeah.
But compared to what he looks like now,
he looks bulky.
Yeah, he looks
like he's in the way.
Okay, yeah.
So,
yeah.
He looks like he gets in the way a lot.
Yeah.
Stupid. You guys are fucked up. That's fucked up.
He looks like he takes up a lot of room.
No.
Yeah, young Arod can get it.
I think he's still cute.
There's one where he's like crossing his feet.
Mejor what's his name? Jorge Ramos.
Let me see. Okay. No, not. So let me see. I should have saved that picture. It was really good. Oh, it's Arod. I put 2 double R's. It's this one, dude. And they point out his. Oh, come on. Where's this picture? They point out his feet and how he has his feet crossed.
Oh, up there. Go up. Right there, no?
What's so wrong about that? I don't get it.
But see, look at that's what I'm telling you about the speed of the internet.
Maybe there's just a lot of ads on that.
Let me see them all together.
Happy family.
Nah, I still like.
Ben Affleck looks good.
They all get along.
He does.
Honestly, from those pictures, I'd go with the Ben.
Do you think they all bump fists? Like if they see each other? Like
no. I don't think Arod is having.
Well, he doesn't even need a connection with her because they don't have kids.
No, he completely fumbled that.
What do you mean?
Because he was caught talking to someone.
He was. That's why they broke up.
Yeah.
I asked that since the get-go. So she has every right to go back.
Oh
yeah. Hasta yo, güey. Fuck yeah. I thought she was just being savage.
Why can't she just go on with another new guy?
Yeah, I know. Why you gotta go back?
I know.
Maybe Dick was good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true.
And she already knows him.
Look at that. Yeah.
She's like, I ya lo conozco.
She's like, I'm not adding one to my list. You know?
Maybe he will give me a ring.
Hey, so does it count as more bodies? Does that count as more bodies?
No, because you're going back in time.
What?
No, because you already caught that body.
But what about all the bodies that he caught? I mean,
that's...
Honestly, when you're 52, who fucking cares,
with
bro?
that body?
I know.
As long as you're ready, huh? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right here.
And Ben Affleck, I feel like he hasn't been problematic, so he's a good choice, you know?
No, yeah, you're right.
Damn.
The only worst thing I've ever, or like the only thing I've heard of him is like that time he was smoking that cigarette, but it's like...
Look at that. Look at those sexy toes.
Damn, he has skinny feet.
But look at like so there's just like there's a big toe on top of the big toe. Like I don't get it. Like that's super crossy. Like I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just.
Oh. Well, you guys think he's gay?
No, I'm just saying they're just super crossy.
Like that wouldn't that hurt?
That's what I'm saying. How do you fucking have your toe touching your next toe like that? Look at that.
He's definitely pointing his toes.
You think he's trying to say something like, help me, Jennifer? These are your toes.
I don't know.
You know, I'm not into toes, so.
I don't know. See, even there, he looks like he's in the way.
Like, there's such a beautiful background, and then there's...
See, bro, you're in the way, bro.
He's in the way.
Boy, right, man. So, hey, we'll keep it up, man. We'll keep it up. Hey, but shit.
Enough of them.
They getting it. They getting it. So, kind of just more off to different shit.
You guys want to hear a story today?
Yes.
Okay, so my dad, he's had his appointment to do his citizenship. He already passed the test, I think. I'm not really sure of the procedure. Sworn in? Yeah, so he had an appointment today, like an interview or something, but he's already like they're just this close to approving it, right? So when he went, like the lady was telling him that they can't give him his citizenship because someone applied for what was it? They applied for They applied for something with his. They took out a Guatemalan birth certificate with his information.
Oh shit!
So they went to like LA and they used his photo and his information, but with a Guatemalan. It was like a fake Guatemalan birth certificate, and he requested like to be here like as a refugee. That's what they're accusing him of. And so he's like, what are you talking about? Because he always has problems when we cross. Every time they tell him there's someone using his identity, and they always have to like send him to secondary and check shit. But it's weird because he has a Sentry pass, and it's like really hard to get those. They don't just give those to anyone. So when he got it, they took it away. He got it approved, and then they took it away, and then they investigated, and they confirmed that it was him. So they gave it back to him, and then now, this is like the first this is the first time he knows of the truth, because it's always been something, but they could never tell him what. and he's worked with like government contracts and stuff, so he's had to have extensive background checks because he worked at a prison when they were building a prison. So he's had to be in like these situations where he's had to have, like I said, extensive background checks, fingerprints, everything, and everything has always been approved. There's never been a problem. It's just always he knew it was something, but he didn't know what. And so the lady showed him the application that was filed in the 90s, along with the birth certificate and a photo that was submitted of him. And the lady was like, "Is this you? Like, did you do this? Like, I just need you to tell me, did you do this?" And he pretty much said, "That's me, and that's a photo of me, but that application is not mine. That's not my handwriting. Like, even the signature, that's not my signature. Like, he's like, I have ugly handwriting. Like, I can sit here and write my name. Like, it will not match any of that."
Dang.
And so he was pretty much put like at an ultimatum, and then he stopped the interview and pretty much said that he needs to get a lawyer because this is like some serious shit. And I guess that there's like an order of deportation on this name. And so
Guatemalan.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so they have fingerprints of this of this person.
Okay, good.
And then the lady was like, "I can give you a choice, like if you do your fingerprints, and we compare them, and if they match, like, this is completely going to change the dynamic of this interview, because obviously there's an order of deportation for that individual." And so he was like scared shitless and just pretty much got out of there as soon as he could.
Did he get his fingerprints?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Good.
But yeah, some crazy shit. And he was telling me right now, and I was like, hasta se me quitó el hambre. It made my stomach hurt.
Yeah. Because they know everything. Like,
yeah,
they know
and he was just telling her, like, because I guess the address that was provided back then, it was like in Los Angeles, and he was like, "I've never lived in LA. Like, I've always lived in San Diego, North County." And so she was just like questioning him, like, "Oh, you've never lived in Los Angeles?" He was like, "No, I've never lived in Los Angeles." So, yeah. I mean, obviously, thankfully, thank God, nothing happened, because it could have really gone a whole different way. Imagine, like, if they wanted to be assholes, they could have just taken him.
And it's not even just so much being assholes. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
It's not even just so much being assholes. Like, if they follow protocol like they're supposed to, technically speaking, they can.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Detain him.
And the problem is like a lot. Once you're in there, you have to go through again the protocol to like verify all this shit. That's super scary. That is super scary. But I pray, and I will keep him in my prayers, that this will only like make things faster. I mean, he was already gonna get him, right?
So I mean, he has his green card. He's had his residency card for, I want to say, like 15 years or so.
So he's just barely becoming. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
he's been trying to get his citizenship, but with like COVID and everything, and it was funny because when he had his interview like 2 months ago, because he's been like already going to the interviews. I think he's gone to 3, but you're not supposed to leave the United States for like a period of 2 weeks, I think. And we had gone to Ensenada. I mean, I don't know where we went, a weekend, like that weekend before, but no one had told him that he wasn't supposed to leave the country. And so
I think it's even longer than that, girl. I think it's like for like,
I think it's 14 days
process or something like that.
No, I think it was like 14 days, something like 15 days.
Or maybe that what you're saying is true, but it's for he has his
green card.
So it's different.
Yeah. So he had that meeting today, and he came back home all shook. And it's scary. It's like, and he was like, now that I think about it, he's like, I remember in the 90s, when he used to live with his sister, there was, you know how everyone over there, like back then, was getting like fake documentation and stuff, and it was like just so easy to get like una mica chueca. Well, he said that there was like a group of guys that like would come around, and since my dad didn't have papers, and then like his like brother-in-law's brothers didn't have papers, this guy was like, oh, I can make you guys a fake Guatemalan birth certificate, and you just have to go to Los Angeles and submit it, and we'll put like all your information, pretty much like do it the legit wrong way. And so I think my dad gave him his information, but at the end he didn't want to go through with the process, and he was like, no, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. And so he thinks like now that he's putting 2 and 2 together, he thinks that those people just fucked him over,
like took it and shit.
No, they sold it to somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. Because that was literally back then, that was normal. Even when I was 18, which is not that long ago, so I like to say, come on, that was like super normal. Because when I was 18, I had to get a job, and I didn't have. I'm actually under Daca, and we're seeing all the things that we're living with Daca. They're playing us like a chess game, like back forth. And
they're just
like,
collecting money from that group of people.
Yes, but they could collect so much more if they like really come through for us. I have faith, and I believe that something good's gonna come out. Just like the same thing with your dad.
Yeah, damn.
It's
well, that's what I mean.
world.
I have some cousins too that are like with Daca too, that they have that. So it's just like it's just like making people feel that like they don't belong here. You know, like when in reality this is the Americas are the indigenous people. Like we are the indigenous people. Like, you know, like back when, you know, like the conquistadores and everybody that came in, you know, like these people stole our land. You know what I mean? They came in, they exploited our resources. They invaded us. They took, you know, they bribed, whatever it is, however which way they came in, they would only just take and never give. The people here from this land that were here were the natives, were the Americans, were the Aztecs, and all those people. Like they understood and what needed to happen in order for Mother Nature, for us to be able to be fruitful. So they had their own trading routes. They traded with other tribes around all throughout the continent and stuff, you know, because before, you know, it was like the Indians, and then they had like, you know, back in Mexico, like all the Aztec, and then, you know, and so all these tribes and stuff that were around, and they would trade between. But once the Americans, you know, once the conquistadores came in, then
they started mixing it.
No, they stopped all that shit. So they just would export out of here, and then they would export back to their country, make the goods over there, make everything, then come back and sell it to the people here of the Americas. So that's just like the shit and then they would take all the gold and shit. But it's just like, you know, it's just this fight that constantly humans have to go through and like fight. And, you know, I think we definitely need to have like maybe just more people that need to have a voice in this, or we need to like either like start yelling it out of our top of our lungs, you know, like be a voice for other people that cannot be, because that shit's trippy. Because at the end of the day, we are like, you know, we come from that era. You know what I mean? We come from all those, you know, from our ancestors in Mexico. We come from, you know, like the Aztecs. We come from.
Because that wasn't even that long ago. That was like 200 years ago.
It was like, you know, yeah, even
it was
even
17
less.
what? 1784.
Yeah, like 1784, like around there, like 1900s. No, like 1800s, like around there.
Early, it was the like late 1700s, because even Escondido wasn't established until late 1800s. It was like 1888 that Escondido was established. So they started up at the top and they came down, from like San Francisco.
Yes.
They started when they started building the missions.
Yeah, when they started building the missions and stuff. But that was like just a king conquer. That's just to like control the people, because the kings understood that if they brought in religion, then the people would listen to the religious priests, and so that's the way that they would hold people, you know, like they would held them against their will, or like not even against their will, but then they have somebody. But then the priests didn't even start listening to the oligarchies and all the kings and stuff like that, because they weren't really sending help. So a lot of the times it's just like, if you really pay attention to like kind of like the history, it's just like these people that were put in charge, or they put themselves in charge.
It's just like these rebels that came over here and just.
Yeah, and no, but at the end of the day, it's just like Mexico sold their self too. Like, you know what I mean? Like our country, like, you know, for a long time and still is super corrupt, and to the point where, you know, like they sell and all that they want is just me. They just politicians go in there and they just take all the money, all the people's money, and it's all for them and stuff like that, and it's like a money grab. So like that's kind of what happened with, you know, just our population or immigrants and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Now we're just struggling to like even make it out somewhere and stuff like that, instead of being the helpful hand that we were, because that's what the United States was built off of. You know what I mean? The United States was built off of this dream of coming to a better land where you were able to trade, where you're able to, you know, like where they were coming from Britain, from London, all those places had just been gone through the fucking the Industrial Revolution. Their countries were filled with like famine in the fucking streets. Their rivers were fucking dirty as fuck, polluted. So it was just all this crazy shit where it was just like everybody fended for themselves and they didn't give a fuck about anybody else. So then coming over here, all these natives were like, oh yeah, here, take. Oh yeah, you want something to eat? You want something done? So then what happened? These fools just fucking were like, they like,
thought
all
they
these
were
fools,
stupid.
All these people are stupid and shit.
They
and
took
if you,
the kindness
and
for
if you
weakness.
if you really see, that's what happens in, you know, in a lot of the continent and country around here is like, you know what I mean? Like even when Texas was taking over and, you know, California was taking over, it was a lot of the rancheros and all the people that came out from other southern plantations that came in and kicked out all the Mexicans, all the people that were ranchers there. And what happened? Mexico wasn't helping out. So Mexico wasn't sending their army. They would send their army, but then they wouldn't send food for them, or they wouldn't send supplies and shit like that. So how are they supposed to be fighting or helping these rancheros out, people that have land to defend it? So no, they just started slowly by slowly, you know, fucking kicking out the Mexicans out. And then what happened? Then they own the land. So now they own big part of the land's cattle. So that's where the patrones came out. That's where like patron came out, like that word, you know, because now the Mexicans are the ones that are just working the land and everything. And then you have the güero that's fucking running the ranch and everything like that.
Which it's kind of like the slave master.
Yeah. And it sounds like
exactly but with benefits, girl.
But
with benefits, because that's what happened. Because now you were able to give, and that's the same thing. Like with benefits, because you're able to like, oh, I'm gonna cultivate the land. Oh yeah, but I'm gonna sell my crops to you. You know, okay, sure, but you can only make as much money as you can, right? Because there's rent, and then there's this shit over here. So it's just like this thing that we've been cultivating our whole lives here on this planet. If you really think about it, in this planet, because all we think about is greed, money, and everything. So what happens?
Obviously, too, when the currency was introduced, there was no more bartering.
We go back to like the billionaires now. So look at, if you have that much money, you have fucking trillions of dollars. You know, like you're about to be a trillionaire, and like the most expensive thing that you could do in the world just happened, and 2 people just did it, right? That's fucking crazy. If you really think about that, like the most expensive thing, like you just fucking, like these motherfuckers just pulled out their cock out in front of the world and said, "Look these are my fucking huevos and dick right here. This is, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do." So look at that. If you really think about it, when these people are flexing on us, like they're flexing on whoever it is, you know, the world and shit like that. But you know, it's just like how much more money can buy you. Like when does it stop?
When are we gonna see that kind of money? You know.
And I don't even want that kind of money. It's just like half.
Because then but then
I'll take a 1% of whatever that fool has.
But then it's like you know,
I'm good.
We would even be happy with the 0.5.
You're not. You don't want to take
for
away.
all of us. Shit, you get a point. I get a point.
Hey, you should at least.
We all get a point.
At least hasta amiga de su ex, man. Siquiera, you know what I mean? Like that.
Hey, at least she's been donating.
Oh, there was another one too that said that she's like, Jeff Bezos' wife has to be the luckiest woman on earth. She fucking leaves with half of her money, plus fucking sends off her ex to the fucking outer space.
I would have waited a couple more years. Honestly, I would have
waited.
Tried.
What? Really?
That was gonna be a trillionaire right now. I would have waited the year. When was it that she filed for divorce? Like a year.
Was like 2 years.
But the thing of it is,
I would have waited. I would have been like, I'm gonna do philanthropy abroad. Like, we'll try to do this long distance, but the
thing of it is,
I would, you
have to think like Bill Gates. Why do you think he's separate? He divorced his wife. It's all money.
Yeah.
You can only reach a certain level before you get started getting taxes. I mean, they don't pay taxes, so imagine it's a game.
Yeah,
they're not just divorcing.
It was probably legal advice from their attorney.
Oh yeah,
100%.
in your best interest. Yeah.
You get more money by divorcing.
Damn.
It's a whole. It's
and honestly,
game.
like at that point, what the fuck do you need? Besides
money,
love,
apparently.
love
you need
and
to pay
affection.
You need to pay less taxes. That's what it is.
Well, I was on an event this weekend, like for 3 days, and they talk about like it was really great. It's called the Believe Nation, and I'm not gonna lie, like it pumped me up. I mean, I went to the fucking gym today, guys. And it wasn't even just like it was just so much. It was like mentally, it's about like money. Like how to get your business up. It's about faith. It's about a lot. It was a lot. And it made me like cry a little bit. And I was like jumping, even though it was just me. Ezekiel, I have a video of Ezekiel that like afterwards, like I need to get a video on Ezekiel. Like the guy's talking and he's like talking and Ezekiel's like me, like talking back to him. And as he's drawing, I need to show it to you guys. And I'm like, fuck yeah, like I am getting this entrepreneur on the go. But what I was going with that is just like it's love. It's like you have to remember your resource, who your resource is. And I actually, even though I would like to have that kind of power, like have that kind of money, I don't. I'm good.
It comes at an expense.
Yeah, and I've come to a point where I'm like so much happier where I am now. Like 5 years ago when I was starting my business, like I had a different kind of like mentality where I wanted to be, like the kind of money I wanted to have. Of course, I still have a dream of having like a house, and apparently Ezekiel now wants a Bugatti, which is Bugatti. Yeah. Like apparently that's like, he taught me that it was like it's the fastest car in the world, and I'm like, damn. Bro, you're 6 years old. I didn't know that, but okay. Bugatti. So it's like. And he learns these things from my brother. And my brother's 16 years old. He just bought his own car. Yeah. Like cash paid, boom, boom. And it's just like a reminder of like, I'm surrounded by so many people. And anybody listening to, like we are all surrounded by amazing people. But it's just like being able to remember, like, what does that person believe? The person next to you. What do they do on a daily basis in their head? Not so much like, write it down. Fuck yeah. It's super important to write down. But it's like, what do you do in your head to believe and build that life? Literally, these speakers, all they talk about is like just believing. And it's like my little quote that I have for Wigs by V. You must believe to receive. Yeah. And then I even changed it. Believe to receive and then achieve. Like, or some shit like that. Like, you have to. It's like you have to believe. And it sounds so fucking cheesy. How many times we've talked about that? Yeah. And it truly is that. Like.
But we gotta normalize, like, also like knowing like that we fall into like, I understand too. Like, you know, like there's times when I need to get like reminded of shit. You know what I mean? Like when you get back in, when you feel like you're being derailed and shit. Like this happened to me the other day. Like I talked to my pops for a little bit, and like, you know, like thank God, like I still have, you know, or thank God the universe, you know, like whoever, you know, like that I still have like one of like the biggest assets in my life, which is like probably like is my father, because like
and he's such a good businessman.
Yeah, so too. He just like you know when you come in. Oh yeah.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, we'll come back.
No, finish it off.
What happened?
Wait.
Definitely.
Just kidding.
We should wrap it up.
Yeah,
we should wrap it
up. All right, guys. Thanks
for
tuning in.
Say bye.
Another episode of System in Place.
There was so much shit that you guys didn't hear because we're not gonna put it up. Stay tuned for great things coming our way.
Alrighty. So thank you guys for listening to us. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes.
And Instagram.
Podcast. Instagram.
System in Place.
Believe to receive. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.